So I had to vlog this. So, working on an app for a customer, ordering an app. Customer wants a food delivery app and a transportation app. And I say two because it's actually, it may need to be separated, like the DA, which is a digital assistant. Essentially, this is the role that they're playing in this situation. Says that we may be able to put both of these apps together, but it can be separate as a business service space is different for end users. That will also be different too. So they saying basically you can do it together or you can do it separately depending on who the end user is for both of those separate things. So basically I hit him back and said, look, there's Uber and Uber Eats. Can you do it? One part of the phase. So because I had to open up Fivers where we get digital assistants from, they call them different things too. Digital assistants and some people use the term offshore people. And VA, virtual assistants. They call them VAs and DAs. But the reason why I'm saying that, so I had to open up Fiverr to get that for a customer or a client. And as I was looking through there, because I need to get like maybe 4 different people working on this and see who can come up with a better model for me. When I opened that up, I went past the, let me go to it right now. 2 people have hit me back so far too. I went back to the press release people that will distribute this particular one. They distributed to over 300 sites. The delivery time is 5 days. I can get express delivery for an extra $30. But they got 150 reviews, 135 reviews, 4.9 rating. Seem like pretty good. Now there's other people where the price vary. So this price could go, I think I seen one for like $1,400 was the highest one I seen it for. Another price point I seen around was $500, and then you got like a lower level, which is like $175 and under there. So when I went in there and I seen that, I'm saying to myself, I need to push this button right now and do this. So what's the pros and cons on that? And honestly, I don't know. Because what essentially happens when you push the button on this thing, you lose your anonymity. Right? So, I don't know if I necessarily want to be famous. Right? And you lose your anonymity, you know, you go from being a private person to a public person, public figure, so to speak. And that's why they talk about, you know, you're a role model and stuff like that, especially people who on TV or out in the light like that, because that's essentially what is happening. So it's a different role you got to play. You got to present yourself differently because now X amount of people are going to see you as soon as you tweet something or talk or do whatever. You know what I'm saying? Which is kind of neither here nor there. Right? So it's kind of neither here nor there, but it's something to think about. And for me, I'm a very private person. I don't know if I want to do that right here, this second, right now. because it's gonna bring other opportunities and other things that is more work that I gotta do. You know what I'm saying? So, but I wanted to capture the moment of me doing it because I'm about to do it. You know, I kind of sat on it for a couple seconds. I did a couple different things. Spotify curated playlist. Um, Pushed out different things prior to this, which is like, let me accomplish some other things before I push this button. And now I'm at the point where there's nothing to do but push this button. So here go another button. I always tell people about pushing these buttons. Here go another button I'm about to push to order this particular thing. And I be getting phenomenal results. Phenomenal results. Like, the results be amazing. So like this one, let's see if this is one. Yep, and distribute. So like this one is only $45. But that's the button. That's the green button I'm gonna have to push right there. Let's see if you can see that. Nope, you can't. That's the green button I'm gonna have to push. So when I push that green button, boop. That's what I'm talking about, pushing buttons. So I essentially will push this button and then these other things is gonna happen. Bing, bing, bing. But you kind of gotta be on them or you essentially waste your money, right? And the one that I'm paying ain't $45, I'll tell you that much right now. So I ain't trying to waste the money, but at the same time, even if it ain't a waste, even if you push it and you get the result that you paid for, it's a lot of responsibility and obligation that fall onto you. Give an example. Since this is going to news websites, blogs, and other hip hop websites, then the thing that may come off of there is the obligation or the opportunity, but it's an obligation to me if I want to build. If I'm trying to build what I'm trying to do, then I want to take advantage of this opportunity. So now it falls on me as this obligation to make these steps, these next levels happen. So once I push the button, you can get 100 different blog interviews, you know, those type of opportunities that come, which means, you know, you got to set up the time and you got to do the interview, you know? So like, it may be a 10-minute interview, maybe a whatever amount of interview, depending on what it is, right? And through this, you can get more people to follow you, play the record, which essentially that's what we're trying to do, get them to play the record. So I need to take advantage of that opportunity. But then again, it falls on me as another responsibility or obligation. And it takes away the anonymity of the person because not only is it national news websites, it's also regional and local websites. So even people in your own vicinity or the vicinity where you're trying to promote whatever you're doing, you know, I give an example. I was eating with a friend the other day. Me and my cousin went and got something to eat, bumped into one of our friends. We was sitting there talking to her. We was all eating together. And we had the same conversation where I was saying, yeah, people be asking me, man, when you get back in town? I've been here for a year. What are you talking about? And even when I was here before, oh, I didn't know you was here. How long you gonna be here? Like, so very private. And she had the same story. Like, yeah, very private. People be like, where you still in PA? I'd be like, yeah, I'm still in PA. You know what I'm saying? She make them believe that, yeah, I'm still wherever you thought I was. Because she a private person. You know what I'm saying? So you take away that, you strip that away from yourself when you start, when you do a press release, period, point blank. You know what I'm saying? So from the point of view of doing a press release is one thing, then having a publicist, right? A dedicated publicist to put you in those different positions. Any position that person puts you in, that's an obligation. It's an opportunity to get more people to come and play your record, right? Because that's all we talking about here essentially is they play the record, I'm going to make a couple dollars. Play the record, I'm going to make a couple dollars. So the more people we can do that, the more a couple dollars I can make, the more I can dedicate my time towards making music, which is a good thing. However, again, you're going to have to do these interviews. And then again, if you get it popping correctly, then you need a publicist to kind of like filter that for you to take advantage of the right opportunities, which is going to give you a time basis. Because I give you an example, all of this is uncharted water for me. I don't know. I don't know what opportunity gonna come. Now, when the opportunity come, I could do my own research, social graphing, figuring out who these people is, so I don't necessarily waste my time, and I can get the more valuable people out of the way kind of quickly and first, where I can get more of a response and get more people to follow my stuff. See what I'm saying? Compared to this person may only have a couple thousand, compared to this person may have 1,000,000. So I would have to do my research to get through that funnel to figure out who is what. That's what a publicist can do. They can organize this whole situation for you. So then they're able to kind of line it up to what's more beneficial for you time-wise and opportunity-wise. Right? So again, pressing this button takes away your anonymity. I kind of was pausing on it for a second because I was trying to do some other things. I got a lot of other things out the way that I was trying to do. So what's weird about it though is, I had a pretty great week, really good week, very productive. And then after so much productive shit happen, now what? Then there's going to be other things you can do to 10x that, take that up to the next level. So excuse me, after accomplishing these things, after you take one step and now here go the other steps, sometimes when you get in the flow of things, it's almost happening maybe too quick. Maybe too quick is, you know what I'm saying? Especially for me, which I sit and analyze shit for an hour and a half all the time. You're talking about a goddamn gummy bear. I be looking at that motherfucker for an hour and a half. I'm analyzing the chemical makeup of a fucking gummy bear. It makes no sense. But, so anyway, me and my brother Twink had a conversation a couple minutes ago about being a thinker and being a doer. And he was talking about his balance between he's a thinker, no doubt, but he's more of a doer. He always doing boom, 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 boom. And he need to balance that between that and being a thinker, thinking a little bit more. Me, I need to balance the thinking part, looking at a gummy bear for an hour and a half, to doing, eat the fucking gummy bear. I mean, what the fuck? What are we talking about here? Right? So that's where I'm at with this process. By pushing this button, essentially, you eat the gummy bear. I know that's weird that we got to this part. What it is. Gummy bear analogies. All right. Anyway, so we will be pushing this button in the next couple seconds. I think I'm going to use the bathroom real quick. But I wanted to get that to you, give you the understanding of what's happening at this point. I think it's April 19th, I believe it is, because I just paid my water bill. And I wrote down confirmation number, stored the paper. Shit that I don't do. Confirmation number, the day that it was done, and store the paper, boom. I don't really keep track of shit like that. But now I'm starting to keep track of shit like that. So it's kind of weird, but April 19th, 2021. My birthday is in 30 days, so 11 days, so 12 days. Birthday on the 1st. And yeah, that's what's up. And on the 1st, it'll be the anniversary from the distribution. So it'll be 1 year since I got distribution for my music. So almost 1 year later, we're doing a press release, and we got some shit. Because not only do we got the music, we got the documentary. And then we've been going live lately. And there's a lot of things that transpired in 1 year's time. I came in here, house was a wreck, and now the house is getting together. I'm getting over that hill. So, this next level right here we go. Push the goddamn button for the press release. And again, I just think it's I think it's difficult for me to push the button. Like I said, I'm gonna do it in a second. I'm gonna go use the bathroom first. But I think it's difficult for me because I know that in the process of pushing this button, I lose my anonymity. However, I told my people this. I said, look, I'm willing to go through the door first. Right? So there's other successful people in my life, right? Like my brother Jody's pretty successful, right? But he has his anonymity. Like, you know, where he live, there ain't a lot of people that even know what the fuck he do for a living. Like, for real. We used to call a nigga Tommy for a very long time. Like, on Martin, like, Tommy, you ain't got no goddamn job. We don't know what the fuck this nigga do. Completely don't. Most of the people in my family still don't know what he do. I know what he do because I was living with him and working with the company. I still work for the company. So, I know what he do, but until I got there and was in there looking at the shit, I ain't necessarily know what the nigga did. I'm like, what the fuck do you do? But, so from a notoriety point of view, or fame, people, large numbers of people knowing you, you know what I'm saying? That nobody in my family is like that. Now, from a local point of view, my brothers is known by like their age group, you know, popular people. Probably more so than I am in my own age group, right? But none of us is like nationally known or recognized for a particular thing, so we still have that anonymity to who we are. However, when I do this fucking press release, that's out the window. That doesn't exist anymore. You know what I'm saying? And that was something that I said I was willing to do for us before we can go to this next level. I would give up my anonymity, and I'm probably the most private person out of my family group of people. I'm the most, my cousins, everybody. I'm probably the most private person. I'm the person that don't be in the club or the event or whatever it is. Even though I worked in the club for years, that was because I worked in the club. But without that component to my life, I'm pretty much a private person. So this is, it's a lot to, it really is. So not that it's weighing heavy on my mind, but it's a lot to take in. And I think that's why I've waited. But, you know, keep in mind I had other things to do before this, which I executed on, you know, and this is the next thing that I'm supposed to do in that time and manner. It ain't like I was done with that and then I waited really, really long. Like, this is the next thing because the other thing just got done. But I don't know. I ain't so pumped about it. You know, like I ain't, which I do understand that I could make this run real quick and we can get some notoriety and we can get some fame, which should equal at least eyes on what we doing, which is streams and views and all that, products, services, all that. And then you could pull back from that. I know I can do it because I did that in my own locality where we was the premier entertainment company, Imperial Entertainment, Lucky Penny, right? Yo Town Music. We was the premier entertainment company. We did events everywhere at every club. End up opening up our own club, which was the Love Lounge. Shout out to Uncle Corey. And that all came together. Like, so a whole group of people came together and was able to, you know, we entertained the city and did a lot of things for years. Lucky Penny Family Reunion, Yo Town Music Fest, brought Wiz Khalifa to the Cavelli Center. First event, first major concert in the city at the Cavelli Center was us, along with Zach Howe, Lil Wayne, Birdman, that whole thing, that happened. I was the DJ at the after party where they walked through. Birdman, Lil Wayne came through the whole nine at the BNO, right? So in my own little local area, not that I was famous, but I had some sort of notoriety. People knew who I was, and we was doing it at a high level. Now, people recognize me as the DJ, and the reason why I pushed to be the DJ, and then I pushed away from being a DJ because my point of being a DJ was so people would. So forget the people part. I would stay in music long enough while I was building my music thing, you know. So I started the entertainment. I started the DJing stuff to be in entertainment. I didn't know it would lead to being a promoter or none of that stuff, but DJing could keep me around entertainment and music long enough for when I'm ready to do my music, I'm not behind on what's going on in entertainment. So I did that, and I, DJ, promoter, general manager of the club, the whole nine. Then I took a step away from that, and the reason why I wanted to take a step away from that is because at one point I was recognized as the DJ or the promoter in this capacity. Nobody recognized me as a rapper at all, right? So the step back was to kind of let this thing recalibrate, right? Reset. And then what should happen in that reset is what people recognize you as the DJ, that would move away, and you can have I always tell people, they say you get one chance to make a first impression. I don't believe that. I believe sound like fireworks, but never be too sure. We fucked on fireworks in April at 3 o'clock in the morning. So it did kind of sound like fireworks, but it could have been some anyway, Youngstown, Ohio. I don't even know if you heard that, but I was pausing because it sounded like gunshots, which in turn, when I paused, actually sounded like fireworks. Who the hell's doing fireworks April 19th? 3 o'clock in the morning. Anyway, my step back from that part of the game wiped away that identity. A promoter, a club operator because I was general manager, a DJ, right? We was the radio personalities, stuff like that. So that kind of wiped that away because currently, if I go out into the city, people don't even fucking know me. Because again, it's time that done pass. So like my son and my daughter's age group, that's who are the kids that's in the club and moving around now, right? So they don't necessarily know me. So that's a long run when it comes to, me building something, taking a step back and then coming back at it. The step back was a step back like a motherfucker. Like, you're in the next generation. You know what I'm saying? Probably not the best plan for that, but it worked because nobody's going to recognize me as a goddamn DJ at all. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, that kind of worked from that point of view. So I'm pretty sure I could do it again. And this time, a little different. Same philosophy though. Go out here, get some notoriety for whatever that thing is. It's going to be music, rapping, whatever. And then that notoriety, you losing your anonymity. So once you go in there, you're going to lose the anonymity. And then eventually you should be able to step back. And I give an example. There's famous people right now who are kind of famous that only a certain age group is really going to recognize them 10 years down the road. And other people don't even really know who the hell they is. Right? So we go over here and make this run for like 10 years, and then I take a step back. Because the only thing that I'm trying to retain in that process is, so in this environment, whether you're talking tutorial, views, streams, any of that stuff, the information that I'm putting out is always going to be Google searchable or SEO searchable, right? So no matter what the topic is, long as the topic is current, right? So if we talk about music, entertainment, this, that, and the other, it can still come up in the search results from a viewpoint of view, whether we talking Patreon to YouTube to fucking OnlyFans to Periscope to Facebook Watch to Facebook Creator to like all these different avenues for streams. That's not even mentioning the music angle of it. So you still got a podcast component to it. But then you got the actual streams of the music point of view. And so to take a step forward and then take a step back, I feel we can still generate from a streaming point of view off of the shit that we already kind of did. For an example, if it's a topic of a song, it's search engine recognizable and can come up through those processes the same way. So that's like painting a picture long brush, you know what I'm saying? Like you long stroking it, but at the same time, you know, when you building a brand, you're not building it for one particular thing anyway. You know what I'm saying? You building it for, of course, it's a niche thing at the beginning, but then they want to be multifaceted down the road. You got people like Diddy that sell alcohol right now. He was hip hop dude, R&B, like this was where he started at, but he sell alcohol now. E40 sell alcohol. Like different people got into different things. Nas is into tech. He funded first round of Dropbox. He just cashed in on Coinbase, and he cashed in a minute ago on Ring. So these are still in when you think of entertainment nowadays, you got to think of tech. So all those things that's tech based is actually entertainment based, kind of sort of, because there's two different components to this. It's either going to be entertainment or utility, right? You think about the internet, it's either entertainment or it's utility. This is going to help me, a calculator, a program to help me, Adobe Photoshop, whatever. It's something that's either going to help me from make some shit, or is solely based on entertainment. So it's entertainment or utility. So if you could create your brand to generate enough money to get off into these other facets. So that's the goal of that. Now, when you get into these other facets, I'm not saying that nobody don't know Nas, but I give you an example. Who the fuck is thinking of Chameleonaire nowadays? You can see Chameleonaire walk down the street and they'd be like, oh, that's Chameleonaire. It probably ain't gonna be a mob of people, and I ain't saying that to hate on him. But I'm saying this boy, heavily involved in tech, been heavily involved in tech for a very long time. So when you see me rolling, they hating, patrolling, they trying to catch me riding dirty. Like, that's the last time you really heard of Chameleonaire. Still a hot record. People play that all the time on like TikTok and all kind of shit. But that's the last time, early 2000s, right? From there, he went into tech and he be getting money. So his anonymity kind of has been returned to him. He will never get back to being a private person, but it ain't Michael Jackson fame type shit. He could probably walk through the mall and everything be good. Maybe 5 or 6 people stop or whatever, and it's all good. But he ain't gonna get mobbed. You know what I'm saying? So that being said, press release. That's where I'm at right now. And again, it's a bit much. Again, it's 3 o'clock in the morning, 3:32, almost about to be 3:33, and I'm gonna stop this. But I don't know what to tell you. I do know I'm prepared to do it. I'm lined up to do it. There's nothing that's stopping me from doing it. So with that being said, I'm about to walk over there and shut it off. But actually, I can shut it off right here. Because I can just be like, it's over.